Welcome back to the Afternoon Express Kitchen. Now, not only are we cooking side by side with you throughout the show, we're also engaging with you online. Now, the question we asked, ladies, we know that the kitchen can be a very tricky place, so we want to know your relationship with food and use that hashtag Afternoon Express in all of your comments. Now, Tumi, we really are at the end of our cook-along now, sadly so, but I love the fact that it's going to come together quite beautifully.
Definitely, Palisa. And as you can see, we started off with our chocolate brownie ice cream in the first segment, where we made the batter to show people exactly how it's done. We went there with our cocoa powder, flour, sugar and eggs and all of that, mixed it all together, and then you made the chocolate fudge sauce for us. So this is basically the batter, how it looks. It's done, it's ready. I'm going to now put this into the cake tin that it's going to bake in. I've greased my cake tin. I've put my temperature at 180 degrees. As you can see, basically, it's nice and stodgy, what we want. So I'm going to ask Anel to pass me some of the nuts that she's chopped up, because this is where the fun part of a chocolate brownie gets. If you want to add nuts, you are more than welcome to. If you don't have to. But because me and I like texture, that's what Mo said earlier about that crunch, that texture with food and stuff. This is what the nuts do. They add that additional texture. If you want to add peanuts, like I mentioned, you're more than welcome to do that. If you don't want to, you are more than welcome not to. I'm gonna, So the one thing about chocolate brownies is if you're making a normal cake, you'd be able to put it into one cake tin, cook it up, bake it up, and then cut through the center once it's cooked to get 2 layers if that's what you want. But because it's chocolate brownie, it gets stodgy. We can't do that. So we're baking it in 2 different stages. So I did the first part, and then I'm going to bake the second layer again. So I'm just going to put the first part of our batter into the
whilst you're doing that, I mean, step by step here, we're taking it easy when it comes to this dessert, because essentially it's something that a lot of us have never tried. I mean, we're talking about a chocolate brownie ice cream cake, talking about laying it up. Dumi, you've mentioned that I've created my sauce. It is delicious. This is the consistency that Dumi was talking about, that she wanted. Something that is solid, but not too solid. Because essentially we do want to smear it on the top of our cake to decorate it. Also, Dumi, you've tasked me, honey, still keeping it on the chocolate station, to grate some chocolate here. Yes,
so that's going to go on top. So those nuts, the rest of the nuts that Anal is making, she's going to well, basically, we're going to put together those nuts and the chocolate shavings that you have. These are basically going to make our ice cream cake even more decadent and beautiful.
Sorry, can I interrupt you there? I don't know if I missed it. For how long do you bake the cake?
So you bake it for about 15 to 20 minutes.
Oh, so it's much shorter.
It's much shorter, yes, because the whole idea is to get just to make sure it's got that nice crunchy texture on the outside. It's nice and stodgy in the center. You can bake it for longer, just when you're baking it, if you want to test. Obviously, if you stick a skewer in there, it's going to come out with some batter in there. So rather just do a touch test. If you touch it and it's still a little soft, but it feels firm, then take it out, because it's still going to continue baking when you take it out anyway. But obviously, South Africa, if you want to get all the exact measurements and everything, you can go to afternoonexpress.co.za for that. We're going to start assembling the cake. So we've got the 2 layers of cake that we made earlier. We baked the one, make sure it's cool. So these cake layers have basically been cooled. They're baked in the oven, nice and cold, because you don't want to put ice cream on hot cake.
Yeah, it'll melt in.
But you're putting it back into the pan.
Yes, so this is the trick now. To get that nice cake size and shape, we're going to put it into our cake tin, because we want it to basically create that barrier for us when we put everything else in there. I'm going to get the fudge sauce. So what we've got is we've got the cake in there, our chocolate brownie base. I'm going in with my fudge sauce that Mo is just going to smear on there on the first layer.
That's like
so we're doing it in
decadent.
2 layers. The first layer is the cake, the fudge sauce, ice cream, cake, fudge sauce, chocolate shavings and nuts.
Love it.
I mean,
wow. I think after this, I will like chocolate brownies, to be quite honest.
I hope so. I really hope so. I'm trying to convert you now, so I really hope that this is the winner I've been looking for.
Absolutely. And I know, Chef Mo, yourself, you've got a son who's at that tricky age, honey, where he's got an opinion about everything.
I mean, absolutely everything.
Christian definitely would have to rate this. And if you were to have Christian rate this, what would he give it?
It's probably going to be a 10 out of 10, and he would want this for breakfast, lunch, dinner, you know, every day, 24/7. So, well, thanks to me, you got me in trouble now.
Well, friend, I'm just taking one for the team and making sure we make those little ones happy. So I'm going in with vanilla ice cream in this instance, because, like Anal said, we want to break through that sweetness and the decadence of the chocolate brownie. Even though I love brownies, I did mention that I enjoy it with ice cream, because it basically takes me up. The chocolate brownie takes me up, gives me all excited. excited. The vanilla ice cream cools me down and tells me to relax.
Take it easy.
Take it easy, girl, you know?
I want to know, how thick should the ice cream layer be?
I would say as thick as the brownie.
Okay.
Yeah, you can have it thicker because obviously the brownie brownie ice cream ratio, I always suggest have more ice cream than brownie because the brownie can be very decadent.
Yes.
So in this instance, the ice cream layer will be a little thicker. That's fine. It's okay. Don't worry about that. So you've made our layer with the ice cream there. It looks perfect. You can plop on the second layer for us, and I'll just go in with the last layer of our...
so the cake layer first.
Yeah, cake layer first. So that's why I was saying you don't need the chocolate ice cream because there's chocolate in the sauce, there's chocolate in the cake, no additional chocolate needed.
I think strawberry ice cream would have been nice, or any type of berries, and then you can decorate it with berries to cut through that very like sweetness.
Definitely, Nell,
But
definitely.
the vanilla, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Very happy.
I actually also, Anele, on that point, did think as well of topping that off with a delicious type of berry mixture, or you can even kind of make a reduction of essentially...
Yes, like a coulis.
A coulis when it comes to those berries.
Yes.
You add that on in there, absolutely delicious, taking that flavor element and that profile to that very next level. I love it. As we have the last few minutes on the clock as we put this together, I'm having so much fun in the kitchen, having our all-stars back in the loft. We've got Chef Anele, we missed you, Chef Mo, of course, in the kitchen, holding us down here, Chef Dumi. You know, I love the fact that we're coming together, bringing those age-old recipes, the things that we love, that makes us essentially South Africa's faves, and we're delivering it to you on a silver platter. Dumi's already been mentioning it from the top of the show. If you would like to get all of the ingredients list, recipes for anything that we've been whipping up from the top of the show, please just head over to our website. Dumi, your cake, 10 out of 10. Do you put it back in the freezer?
Yes. Good point, Bali.
I mean, that's gonna melt.
Hello.
So what do we do from now?
Yes, Bali, you're correct. This is why we put it in the cake tin. This goes into the freezer to freeze for, you can even freeze it overnight, just until the ice cream is set and solid, then you can take it out and serve immediately. Or if not, take your slice, put it back into the freezer, and just keep taking that slice out every time you need it.
I love that, because the trauma of cutting into an ice cream cake that has melted, ain't nobody needs that, Mzansi. But please do stay tuned, because coming up, myself and the three ladies sit down for some delicious dinner.